Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make vegan mozzarella cheese. Yes, you heard it right, vegan mozzarella. It's a really simple cheese to make and it is one of my favourites. Mozzarella and feta are my favourite cheese before I went vegan. So it's nice to be able to recreate them. Now there is a couple of special ingredients in this one and I will run through them with you. I won't tell you the exact amounts because it is on my blog and I will leave a link to the blog, okay? Now, a couple of the ingredients that you probably wouldn't have heard of before is carrageenan kappa. There you go. It is a type of seaweed. And if you read up about it, you'll read all sorts of, bit of a nonsense. You don't have this in large quantities. It's only a tablespoon and a half of that in the cheese, but you do need it in the cheese. The other one is, you've all heard of it, which is coconut oil. But the difference with this coconut oil is it is deodorized and it has no smell to it. To me, there is nothing worse than having a cheese. I've had them. I've had a couple from Morrison's actually, and it actually tastes of coconut. Who wants coconut cheese? Not me. This one I do melts beautifully. I've had a toasted sandwich with it, and I've done pizza and cheese on toast, and it's quite mild in flavour. You can ramp it up. You can put whatever you want in it flavour wise. I'm just going to stick with, at the moment, I've got a little bit of garlic powder and that's all I need at the moment. Right, this is going to be a bit noisy to start with, but you'll have to excuse me. I'm just going to grab something down here. But yeah, it is going to be a little bit noisy and I apologise for that. I'm going to have my Ninja blender on. Now, this blender is amazing. I must admit, it's one of the first ones that I bought that I can think, wow, it's great. I'm going to sort of put you down that way so you can have a brief look and you can see me adding the ingredients to it. What you do first is you blend all your ingredients into the mixer. You can use boiling hot water to blend. I don't think that's a good idea, and it's certainly not a good idea for me. Because no doubt I will hurt myself. So what you do is you blend all your ingredients and you scrape them into a non-stick pan. Make sure it is a non-stick pan and a good one. And then you just heat it through briefly on the thing and then have a mold ready. Can be anything like this. Make sure it's well greased and you will put your cheese in there. And that's it. There's no magic to it. It's not trickery. It's just vegan cheese. So let's get us started. Let's face you down a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Hang on, it doesn't want to face down. Right, this is my Ninja blender. Come on guys, there we go. Right, you have to take my word for him. There he is, okay? This is one of the best things that I have bought in a while. Right, first of all, we have 335 mils of cold water going in. We have 75 grams of cashews. There is no need to soak these overnight. Just rinse them for a couple of minutes in hot water and then drain them. So we'll chuck this in. We have 35 grams of the coconut oil. A tablespoon of lemon juice. I have a tablespoon of nutritional yeast. A tablespoon of salt. If you want more salt, you can add it. I like mine quite mild in salt. Right, here we have the kappa. It's just a powder, and you really do need it for this. Right, this is the one, the simple little powder you will need to make it stretchy. It is tapioca starch or tapioca flour, and this gives you the stretch you want in your mozzarella. Okay, so in that goes. This is where I have to apologise for the very loud noise that's going to come off this. And it is quite loud. Got to make sure it's all blended. Like I say, I do apologise for the noise. Just a couple of more pulses and we're ready. We'll show you what it looks like. Not very interesting at the moment. Okay. This is the one you have to be careful with. These blades are sharp, super sharp. Right, let's review. The one thing I like about this mixer that I bought as well is it sticks to your worktop, which is what you want. Alright, you pour that into there. Let's get a scraper. There we go. Don't waste any. I will show you what it looks like in a moment. Oh, I'm so awkward with my hands. I do apologise. I'd recommend this blender to anyone, and it was, you know, it wasn't one of the expensive ones. I would get a Ninja anything, I think. Right, there we go. Right, now I'm going to pop it onto the stove. There, when we stopped wobbling. Right, I'm going to start this off. I'm going to make sure you can see this, yeah. I'm going to start this off quite low. This is where you have to make sure you have that dish ready. Because once it starts to go that silky smooth, it goes very quickly. And if you don't have that ready and you have to fuss around and find it then, it's going to harden too quickly and you don't want that. I mean, look how creamy that is. That's the cashews for you. I mean, if you can't have nuts, because nut allergy is really not good. Mind you, no sort of allergy is good, but you know, you have to be so careful about the nut allergy. I mean, I am going to be producing a few cheeses without the nuts in all good time. I've bought a lot of different spice type things. I'm going to grab an actual one of these. So it's starting to thicken up already. As you can see, it's starting to thicken up. You just want to sort of beat this because you can, when you see it starts to stretch, but you do not want it too thick because it's going to be hard to get into your mold. As you can see there, it's starting to thicken quite nicely. Right, at that stage, I'm going to pour it into my thing, I think. Sorry, it's not too thick. I thought it was thicker than that, but it's not. Right into the edges. You want to try and get it smooth as you can. Oops! Right in the eye there. Try and keep it as smooth as you can. I mean, when you go to look on the blog for the recipe, you'll see, you know, I have it with crackers. I mean, it's just nice to eat like that. I'm afraid to burn it, I'm saying. So unused to this cooker as yet. It doesn't have the slowing up like my one here does, the 4-burner. There, right, okay, there we go. That's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, let me just do this for you and I'll show you. Right, you can see there. Let me turn it off because we don't want to burn it. You can see there, it's starting to go a little bit stretchy. And with that, I'm going to put it into my dish. Basically, you want it to really get extremely hot. I will show you in a moment. And there we go. I'm going to put you up a bit so you can actually see it. There we go. Don't know what's wrong with this thing today. And there you go. And what you do now, you cover that with a bit of cling film. Make sure it touches right on the top or something like cling film. And then you pop that into the oven and you look at it. I am covered in it. And you leave that for a couple of hours. And then you take it out, and if you grease your bowl well, fingers crossed, it will just slide out and you will be able to use it. Like I say, the top part's always a little bit rough, so we always turn it the other way around. It's a welcome accompaniment on a cheese board, a vegan cheese board. So, and it does taste so much better than the ones that you can buy. Like I said, you can add flavour to that if you want. You can add chili flakes. You could have a bit of paprika. You could really do what you want with it. I will do a cheddar before Christmas, and the cheddar is slightly easier to make. There's not a lot of different stuff in the cheddar as well. But if you are serious about making your own vegan cheese, then look what I use in mine and start from there. I got bought the vegan cheese making kit, which was very nice, but I tried their mozzarella cheese in it, the recipe, and I just couldn't eat it. It was horrible. It was like this grey ball, and nobody wants that. If you want to have that, like you get the mozzarella balls, if you want it softer cheese, then you do not use as much tapioca flour, and that'll make it a lot softer. The other day I put the cheese into set. That's the firm vegan mozzarella. So it is now been taken out of the mould. So what I've done, I've already cut it because I wanted to show you the different ways that you can use it. How it grates well, what it's like on cheese on crackers, cheese on toast, which is my absolute favourite, toasted cheese sandwich, everything like that. I have to do it quickly, especially for the cheese on toast, because I've just done it and I want to show you what it actually looks like while it's still warm. So what I'm going to do is face you downwards so you can see what it looks like, okay? Right, here we have a selection of the things, but first of all I'm going to bring you to the cheese on toast because I've only just done it. And I want you to see how wonderful and soft it is. No, it doesn't stretch like it would normally, but it's still soft and still will be wonderful in a cheese toastie. I just want you to, oh, it's hot, but bring that close to the camera. Can you see how creamy it is? That is really gorgeous. And that, like to say, the same on pizza. I wish we could get the same stretch we get, but you know, that's sort of near on impossible. But it does stretch, it does melt, and it tastes absolutely gorgeous. So what my favourite, toasted cheese and onion sandwich, or toast and pickle sandwich, just a toasty, especially on these freezing cold days. So it is really good like that. Right, I'm going to show you the block as it's come out the mould. As you can see, it's come out like that. And if I just bring that towards the camera, there you go. It's really nice. I mean, that lasts for about a week in the fridge, maybe a little bit more. You can freeze it. When you freeze it, it does come out a little bit softer, but you can still freeze it. And you can use that, excuse me, in any of your recipes, what you'll use that for. It's wonderful on top of a vegan lasagna, or even on like a cottage pie, vegan cottage pie, just melt it on top. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And here we go. One of my favorites is cheese and crackers. And also there, just show you how it melts. Just individually like that. My tip, if you really want it to melt very well, although I didn't with that one, is to just pop it in the freezer for a couple of minutes and it'll melt great. But I didn't freeze that one. That's just come straight out of the fridge. So there you go. You've got your one there that's come out. You've got the cheese and crackers. You've got melted, grated cheese, and you've got the melted cheese, which is this one. And it really is. It's absolutely gorgeous. I can't eat this one or even taste it because it's just popped onto bread, which isn't gluten-free. So gluten-free bread is too expensive to waste on just a taster. So let me put the camera back up to say hello. Hello there. Right. Yeah, that's about covers it with the firm mozzarella. Like I said, you can make it less firm you would use a little bit less of the Kappa Carrageenan. But I like it like this because it melts anyway across the board. I've always used the Violife one, and to be honest, this one melts just as well. I think the Violife is slightly more stretchy, but that's a processed product and not something you can't create at home. I can make the liquid cheesy that you can put onto nachos, which I will cover. And I'm also got a few ingredients to make some other different types of cheese. I definitely want to do a camembert. I definitely want to do a brie. I want to do a nacho cheese. And I want to do a nice mature cheddar. To me, there is no point having cheddar unless it's strong. I don't actually like cheese unless it's soft. I really don't like hard cheese. But if you're cooking, the stronger the cheese, the less you're going to need in it, the less calories. So if you're going to have anything, go for the strongest cheddar. So the Violife Strong, that's not bad. I also like the Vitalite, although that's not as strong. Not keen on the Applewood. And there's a couple of other different ones. I can just see in the background there's a bottle of Spice Rub. I can assure you that is not mine for drinking in the kitchen. I am making a recipe that I've had in my head for weeks, which is the Stollen cookies. So that's what I'm soaking my fruit in. It looks like every time I do a picture, there's a bottle of booze in the background. So it's like, oh God, that girl must always be on the wagon. Now, I pinched that one because I'm not a rum drinker, but that one, just a tiny drop in the fruit, just sets it great for these Stollen cookies, which I'm about to do next. Right, that's about all for the vegan mozzarella. If you've got any questions, queries, just drop us a note below. If you could subscribe to my channel if you like what I do, or just give us a big like. Like I said, it's always nice to hear from you and see what you think. Okay? Don't forget to give me a big like. Okay, bye.